Hey guys, today we're going to be doing new system test 1 of the brand new Firelight addressable house system. Here's the part that's in my bedroom. As you can see, there's some service mount conduit stuff. We have a BG12L. We have a system sensor CO detector. And these are not an LX, or this is not an LX because I still need to get an LX. I have a monitor module for it. And we have an SD365 up there, and we have an L series horn stirrup right there. And obviously we have the Firelight MS-9200UDLS. And if we back up, I think the system looks very clean. There are no cords or anything. Everything's ran back behind the wall. As you can see, there's kind of like a crawl space. And as you can see, there's kind of like a door to the crawl space, and there's a big attic crawl space behind this. So if we open up the panel, as you can see, there is the wiring. In my opinion, it looks pretty good. And I know this is not supposed to be like this. These are two modules for this. I'm going to get a mini monitor module for the back of this and a BD12LX, so that will get rid of both of these. And then I have brand new Apex batteries in here. As you can see, they have the date on them. AC power, transformer, all the different terminals for everything. And I also have an in relay right there. As you can see right there, I have the circuit breaker. This is on its own dedicated circuit, so there's a 20 amp circuit. I'm probably going to swap the breaker to a 15 amp just because there's no way this system will draw more than a couple amps. If you're wondering where all these wires go, well, let's go downstairs and see. Alright, now we're down in my mechanical room. As you can see, here's an RPS power supply, FCPS 24FS6, I believe. This is battery backed up and everything. One of the only things that's not working with my system right now, I need a mini monitor module for this, and I need to run conduit to the breaker panel. Right here we have system sensor, carbon monoxide sensor on a monitor module. There's an specular advance going up from the power supply. And if we keep going up, as you can see, we have an SC355 or an SK smoke, which I don't believe is technically rated to work on the system, but it works just fine. I have actually ordered a replacement for it, so don't worry about that. And if we follow this other conduit which comes from the specular advance, it goes over to my furnace, comes down, and it goes into the duct detector, which is fully wired up and it has sampling tubes. And obviously that is a duct detector key reset switch for it, so I can test it and reset it from there. And that is the monitor module. I am working on getting furnace control. So the relay, I have some monitor modules and control modules, so I am working on getting a shutdown for the furnace. And if we go over, there's some networking stuff. Here's the last major part of the system. We have a AN80 remote enunciator. The key lock is disabled on this just because in case the system ever goes off, people need to be able to operate it. And here's a cool little thing. If you watch my circuit breaker lockout kit unboxing, you'll recognize that. A sticker on one of our panels here. And that's the dedicated breaker. So it's all labeled and everything. I still need to put a label here, but we're going to print out a sheet for that. And this breaker might change eventually. I do have over 10 other points on the system, which I can't really show you guys right now because they're in our house. They replace all our home smoke alarms. And I also do have a couple system sensor mini horns hooked up in every room. So this system is basically no longer a fully hobby demo system. This is a house system. That's why it's wired nicely. And that's why it's all done professionally in conduit and everything. And I'm not saying the system is perfect. I could probably get rid of that wire nut. This obviously is not ideal, but it's a lot better protection than we had before, along with carbon monoxide sensing and stuff, duct detectors, additional smokes. We have heat detectors in the kitchen, heat detectors in the garage, and everything like that now. So we just have a lot better protection than we had before with the smoke alarms. So to start this test, we can go ahead and, pretty sure I have a duct detector key. Quite a few keys. We can go ahead, and I do need to get an extender plate for this. because this conduit is preventing this from going back. But don't worry, it's not shorting or anything. It's just the thing can't go back all the way. So we can go ahead and do a test in 3, 2, 1. And I do have another L series outside. You can see there's a wire for it, or it's in the garage. And I also have a LCD ADF in the attic. Must be here beeping right now. If we go over to the N80, the piezo is enabled. Acknowledge it. And silence. Actually, I forgot, the acknowledge button's actually disabled on this. Can't remember why I did that, but I did it. Alright, so now we can go back over to the duct detector. And as you can see, the monitor module, should we go back? The monitor module is an alarm. And as you see, it says mechanical room duct. And this says duct smoke, and it has the address on it. So I'm going to flip that over to reset. And the detector resets. That does not reset because you have to wait for the system. I'm going to go ahead and do carbon monoxide. Auto goes off. And you would hear it. You can hear the LCDF in the attic going off. That's relatively close. And this says mechanical, if we actually go to the supervisory, it says mechanical room carbon monoxide. And that's module 6. You can see M1-6, mechanical room CO. And before we go upstairs, a lot of you probably want to see inside this panel, just to see what's in there. Pretty simple. This panel does not leave a lot of room for wiring, so I did kind of the best I could. I'm replacing those with some other type of connector, don't worry. And those 2 copper wires you see right here are not hooked up. These are just going to the pull station. So I need to get a monitor module for this so I can hook this in. Batteries right here. These batteries you need to be replaced next year. They're almost out of life. 2 transformers. Only 1 NAC is hooked up right now. I'm going to be adding a couple door closers and another outdoor bell soon. There's all the control wiring and everything. So yeah, that's basically it. Power cord. There's the power cord and everything. So we can close this and we can go to head upstairs. One thing before we go upstairs, we can go ahead and reset this. And that's going to go through its firmware and it's going to initialize. So now we can go upstairs. And the first things you see when you come up here is the door closer has activated. I ran out of paint for this, that's why I didn't take that down. I will be fixing that pretty soon. As you can see, that tripped. Here's the door closer. If we go over to the panel itself, it is back to normal. And the only other device I'll be testing is this and an SD365. So we can go ahead and do the BG12 in 3, 2, 1. Push in, pull down. And there is audible silence upstairs and downstairs. And the rest of the mini horns obviously don't have strobes, so they're just mini horns, they get silenced and the system gets silenced. And everything out of this panel, like all the other horns besides this one, actually get powered by the remote power supply. And in the next system test, we will actually be doing a no power test, or no AC test on both halves of the system. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss it. Alright, so now we can go ahead and reset the panel. And I'm going to be testing the smoke detector in the hallway, because that's the closest one. And I'm going to be using my homemade smoke saver for that. And here is the smoke detector tester. I do need a 3D printed bracket for it, so it works better. But basically, all I need to do is move that up, and then press it up against a smoke detector, and it will spray. And as you can see, the system is normal, so we can go ahead and test it. And I can remember to go ahead and reset the door. And if we go out here, there is the detector. I do need to trim the back box back a little bit so it doesn't stick off the wall like that. Alright, so we can go and test it. And the door closes. And we can go and silence it. So yeah, and it says second floor landing. It's obviously a smoke detector. It says its address and everything. So yeah, that's it. I'm basically just going to go ahead and wait for that to reset. And I will reset the panel. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. And I will be doing more tests of this system very soon. And if you like Simplex, I do have other tests of that coming soon. And there is a lot of stuff on the other side you guys have not seen yet. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.